Hi, my name's Brian. Let's talk about how to close more sales, right? How to get more deals done. Tip number one for how to close more sales is ask. Ask for the sale. You'd be shocked how many salespeople just simply won't ask for the sale. Why do they not ask? Because they don't want to hear the rejection, right? They don't want to hear the objection. But you got to know you're going to hear them, right? If you don't ask for the sale, you're not going to get it. Very, very few prospects are going to look at you in the eye and go, if you do X, Y, and Z, I'm ready to buy right now. Occasionally that does happen, and we like those laydowns, but most of the time that's not how it goes, right? So if you want to close more sales, number one, you've got to ask for the sale. Number two is the fortune is in the follow-up. And I know you've heard this, but I've got some really interesting statistics that I have right here on my computer that I want to share with you. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. Half, right? 25% of salespeople will make a second contact and then they'll stop. 12% will go to a third contact and then they'll stop. And only 10% of salespeople will make more than 3 contacts to consummate a sale. Now, the spectacular part about that is that only 2% of sales are made on the first contact, 3% on the second contact, 5% on the third contact. So now we've already eliminated 90% of salespeople are not closing their prospects now. 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact, and a full 80% of sales are made from the 5th to the 12th contact with your prospect. Now think about that. So if you're not asking for the sale at least 5 times, if you're not following up at least 5 times, you're missing out on 80% of the sales that you could be getting. So how do you close more sales? Number one, you've got to ask. And number two, you've got to ask way more than once. You've got to ask as many times as it takes to either get the answer that you're looking for or for the person to tell you, I'm not interested, I'm not going to buy, there's nothing you could possibly say to me that would get me to want to buy, and I've changed my mind, I'm not interested. At that point, it's pretty cut and dry, right? But the technique of asking for the sale now is critical. Now, when you ask, chances are they're going to feed an objection back to you. The way that you answer that is to feed it right back to them with a question. So let me give you an example. Someone says to you, it's more expensive than I had hoped. You might say to them, well, what had you hoped it would be? Now they'll tell you what they can afford, and as long as it's within your power to work within it, then you can look at them and say, if I can get that to the price that you had hoped, would you be ready to buy? So these are some techniques that will help you to make more sales. I hope you'll take them on board and use them. If you'd like to know a little bit about online marketing, how to generate more sales online without any conversations at all, you can click on the link below. Workingwithbrian.com is the website it'll take you to, and I'll show you the blueprint that I used to double my income in 1 month by using online marketing, something I had never done for 20 years, but that I've been doing very successfully for about the last 6 months. So hopefully those techniques will help, and I wish you all the best.